How many deaths does it take before a racing tradition loses its luster? The 24 Hours of Le Mans has been one of the most famous races worldwide since its initial running in 1923. Over its 100-year racing history, numerous lives have been claimed on the French road course. As cars became faster, the crashes got worse. This became even more evident as technology allowed for rapid improvements to race cars all through the 60s. Until the summer of 1969, when one man protested the race from the starting line itself, proving to the world that tradition isn't always right. That man was Belgian racer Jacky Ickx. Jacky was an experienced racer by 1969, having started his career 3 years prior. Now, 3 years might not sound like a lot of time, but he really made the most of it. He raced in F1 and endurance races like Spa 24 Hours, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and had companies like Brabham, Cooper, and Ferrari all fighting to recruit him to their team. As Jacky planned his protest, the previous year's race weighed heavily on his mind. During the 1968 Le Mans, fellow Belgian racer and friend Willy Merez encountered a dire situation on his first lap. His car door flew open while traveling over 150 miles per hour near the end of the Mulsanne Straight. Struggling to get the door closed, Willy lost control of the vehicle. The resulting crash broke countless bones and put him in a coma lasting 2 weeks, ending his racing career. The root cause was Willy's door shutting incorrectly during the Le Mans start, a tradition of the race where drivers started across the track from the cars. A tradition that led drivers to prioritize speed over safety, and a tradition that Jacky was now opposed to. 400,000 fans waited for the French tricolor to drop, and 45 drivers waited to sprint across the track. As the flag dropped, cheers erupted from the fans, and drivers bolted for their cars. Except for one man. Jacky walked where others ran. A true act of defiance, adding extra spice with a skip over the center line of the track. I find myself trying to imagine his expression. Was it determination? Serenity? Glee, maybe? Either way, the defiance in each step was enough to shock everyone present. With the roaring of engines as the other drivers erupted from the lane, Jacky took his time, carefully closing his door and buckling his seatbelt before starting his GT40. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, he's using the Ford GT40, the same car that Shelby was using to stomp Ferrari. Yeah, so anyway, that day in June, fate would side with Jacky's one-man protest. As the cars approached the first corner, racer John Wolfe lost control and flipped his car. In his haste to start, John had yet to put on his seatbelt, ultimately costing his life. Jacky would go on to win the race by a narrow margin, solidifying the point of his protest in history. The protest against the Le Mans start worked, and this story showcases 3 solid reasons that the traditional racing start was stopped. First and most obvious, it's clear as day that John Wolfe's fatal crash was due to an unused safety harness, something directly attributed to the rushed starting method. Next was Willy Merez's crash from the year prior, ending the racing career of a well-established Le Mans racer. And third, Jacky proved that the seconds saved at the beginning of the race didn't matter. Having been the last person to leave the starting line and the first person to cross the finish line. Race officials changed the starting format in 1970, removing the traditional sprint. The starting format settled in 1971, utilizing the Indianapolis 500 rolling start, the format that stands to this day. Jacky himself went on to win 6 times at Le Mans and racked up a plethora of wins in F1 and endurance races worldwide. One particular race he won was the 1983 Paris to Dakar Rally, a race that caused an international scandal in the previous year. Let me know down in the comments if that's a story you guys want to hear. That said, thank y'all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you want more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.